changing and elevating African American lives for generations. UNCF is one of the nation's oldest and most respected education organizations.
An advocate for fostering excellence and empowerment for students receiving a college education and developing the next generation of global future leaders. UNCF, a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
UNCF, an Evening of Indiana Stars Throwback Telethon special on WRTV.
Good evening. I'm Barbara Boyd.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez, working with a legend. Join us as we go down memory lane in celebration of UNCF and its impact on our community.
Since 1944, UNCF has changed the lives of more than 500,000 students while raising over $5 billion to support the 37-member historic black colleges and universities while sending students to and through college.
For 76 years, UNCF has been investing in better futures. National special events like the Lou Rawls Parade of Stars Telethon and then an Evening of Stars partnered with you at home to support bright futures at HBCUs.
At 91 years young, I remember back in the day when WRTV and I, as a host, would broadcast UNCF's National Telethon fundraiser at the station and then the Madam C.J. Walker Theater, where individuals, churches, clubs, and organizations, foundations, and corporations will make a donation in the support of its mission. Back then, we had a star panel that would make calls on a rotary phone for contributions.
Now it's all about selfies and cell phones. And this year, our friends are in cardboard form, of course, to be safe and socially distant. The UNCF Regional Indiana office hosts an annual mass ball. In 2019, it raised about $1 million to mark its 75th anniversary.
And so we did. But now let's listen to the beautiful voice of Clark Atlanta University student Cindy Johnson, singing Lift Every Voice and Sing in celebration of UNCF.
That was simply beautiful. The foundation of UNCF in the community began with the success of the telethon, hosted in places like this, the historic Madam C.J. Walker Theater. Now a special message for the mayor of Indianapolis, Joe Hogsett.
Good evening. After a year like 2020, it is more important than ever that our community come together to support UNCF. Finding a good-paying job during our nation's recovery will, in many cases, require some form of post-secondary education. And yet, many Hoosier families have had their education interrupted during the pandemic. Fortunately, UNCF is working with partners in the primary, secondary, and post-secondary worlds to make education more equitable and more accessible. As a result, when we support our local UNCF, we not only get bright scholars to and through college, we also diversify our city's pipeline of talent. That helps make Indianapolis a more attractive place for anyone to call home. So my thanks to Andrea Neely and local UNCF leadership. You have been tireless advocates for a Hoosier prosperity that is more equitable and more achievable for all young scholars. Thanks also to UNCF's corporate and educational partners who contribute to their mission all year long. And to all viewers of this evening's telethon, I encourage you to show your support of this worthy cause. I thank you.
Now, you know, I remember how much fun we had engaging the community. My co-hosts over the years were Alpha Blackburn, Angela Kane, Ken Nelson, Kevin Gregory, and of course, the famous Amos Brown from Radio 1. We always enjoyed it when Julia Carson and Bill Mays came by because they gave big donations.
Along with churches, corporations, and HBCU alumni who would challenge other alums to match their gifts. UNCF is our history, and those supported by it are making a difference in the world.
UNCF is committed to sending as many students of color to college.
What can be better than making an investment in the next generation's future?
And one of our themes is we want them to go to and then go through. We don't want you to stop. We want you because so many kids do stop because they don't have the money. But that's why we're there.
It's really about giving young people a key into their dreams.
To be able to be around people that look like you, experience the same things as you, and that you can relate to on a daily basis.
UNCF provides so many opportunities for students. There are internships, volunteer opportunities.
When we are able to give a scholarship to one of the students, and of course, you know, many of these young people are the first in their family to go to college.
We're making an impact statewide, and we're raising, through our mission, the next leaders of the country through our investment.
You sit back and you feel so proud. Hey, we helped make her like that. And that's what I get from it, just seeing them flourish.
UNCF, when I think of that, I think of network. I have a Spelman sister for literally everything you can think of possible, and I know that's very true for UNCF schools as well as just HBCUs in general and state schools as well.
For me, when I think about the opportunities that HBCUs provide, it's just the possibilities are simply endless.
And I think UNCF Indianapolis has done a phenomenal job of supporting its students, of its member institutions, and being able to just create that impact in the community that's been absolutely tremendous.
They want to make sure that you get the education that you deserve so that you can serve your community.
What that mission means to so many families who may not have thought their bright child could have gone to college, but realized that they could because of UNCF.
Hi, I am Alita Scott, Miss National UNCF, a rising senior at Wiley College in Marshall, Texas.
This UNCF Throwback Memory is sponsored by Anthem.
Welcome back to UNCF's An Evening of Indiana Stars Throwback Telethon Special, right here on WRTV.
UNCF's impact and HBCUs are changing the world with their alumni. Vice President Kamala Harris, Howard University. Indiana's very own federal judge, Tanya Walton Pratt, Spelman College and Howard University School of Law. And U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock of Georgia, Morehouse College.
UNCF's history is rich with building leaders of change. Here's a look back at the past 75 plus years.
In 1944, UNCF was founded on these fundamental principles. Education is a basic American need, and we constantly work for equal opportunity.
The foundation of the success and presence that UNCF presently has in Indiana started with the telethon. WRTV supporting, again, UNCF in the market, brought the telethon in the homes and in our community.
Let me just set the stage since we're in the Madam Walker Theater. If you put Amos Brown and Barbara Boyd together and give them a mission,
First telethon started in the studio at Channel 6 News, and it was so much fun. People would walk in, hand you money, and maybe $500. Yeah, and everybody was so excited.
Barbara is one of those people that When you come to work with Barbara, you've got to bring it. And what I mean by it is energy.
We are presenting you with $5,000.
$5,000? Well, all right.
Alpha brought a presence to the telethon. It was a calming presence, a soothing presence.
Phone lines already set up and all of the operators know how to get that information from you.
Watching the UNCF telethon and observing how it supports students for generations has been so inspiring to me.
It's one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done. And I'll tell you why, because many of our kids are the first that have ever gone to college. And when they receive this scholarship, you know, we give out a lot of scholarships in a year. And to see the look on their faces, it's just, you know, it tugs at your heart.
Over the years, WRTV has been committed to UNCF, has been committed to this community. We believe in young people, we believe in education, and we are also invested in making sure that UNCF and that this telethon is successful for the young students of Indiana.
You know, it's all about making sure young people succeed by sharing their gifts with the world.
Barbara, to make it happen, UNCF has received major investments from the state of Indiana and the Lilly Endowment to ensure that students attain degrees for jobs that are in demand. Please welcome a supporter and visionary behind that plan, the president and CEO of UNCF, Dr. Michael Lomax.
Over the last 7 decades, we have raised over $5 billion and helped 500,000 students earn college degrees. Over the decades, Indy has celebrated with us, and Indy stalwarts like WRTV launched our telethon with the leadership of Barbara Boyd, the first African-American anchor in Indianapolis, along with Amos Brown at Radio 1 and Alpha Blackburn, icons all, and many community leaders such as Congresswoman Julia Carson, businessman Bill Mays, and so many others on that honor roll. All steadfast, but none more so than Barbara Boyd, still on our leadership council at 91 years young. The Indianapolis campaign continues to impact the state of Indiana through our statewide scholarship and internship programs, but 2020 has been like no year in our 7-decade history. The COVID pandemic and the surge of renewed racism, inequality, and inequity have made this a year like no other. Honestly, I thought that UNCF and some of our HBCUs would be permanently damaged by the challenges. But across our country, hundreds of thousands of donors, allies, and champions stepped up to ensure that our HBCUs and our students would have much needed support. And in the lead, as always, has been Indianapolis. Tonight, we are having a virtual old school telethon, a throwback that can remind us how far we have come together and inspire us on the journey still ahead. Because we share a profound belief, namely that a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Thank you.
Bridging the present with the future. Now let's hear from HBCU alums who are making an impact in the world today.
My name is Courtney Stepp, and I am a 2020 Spelman College alumna.
I am Judge Tanya Walton Pratt, a member of the Indianapolis UNCF Leadership Council.
I've known that I wanted to go to Spelman College since I was in 8th grade, and I just knew that that was the school for me, and luckily I made that dream come true.
Spelman College and Howard University School of Law were both places that gave me the confidence to pursue my dreams.
COVID has had a great deal of impact on my life from school and finishing Spelman. I actually started my job, my big girl job, after graduation from home, so I'm working remotely, so that's definitely been a different environment, but it's, you know, a learning process, and I think overall just having a positive outlook on things like that has helped me get through a lot of different things this year.
One of the greatest benefits of an HBCU are the lifelong relationships that you make.
Going to an HBCU, you feel like you're no longer just the minority. You're around people that look like you, that are working through the same things, that experience the same things and feel the same things that you do sometimes as a Black individual, as an African American, as a woman, as a Spelman woman.
I'd like to give a shout out to my sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Woo-hoo.
I want to give a special shout out to all of my Spelman College alumnus sisters from the class of 2020, as well as just all the graduating class of 2020 that has experienced, you know, graduation in the midst of COVID. So giving you a special shout out and a very warm hug from all the way in Indianapolis.
Let's take a look back at the fun and excitement from past UNCF events.
This UNCF Throwback Memory is sponsored by Strata Education Network.
Welcome back to the UNCF and Evening of Indiana Stars Throwback Telethon Special. You know, 2020 was a very difficult year with the pandemic and the social unrest, which began with the death of George Floyd. UNCF students and its member schools had to pivot to a virtual platform and struggled financially.
Your support and investments from partners like the Lilly Endowment, Eli Lilly and Company, Strata Education Network, NiSource, and Anthem helped UNCF during these challenging times.
The great part about tonight, even though we're not together as a community, reach out and touch each other, we are together as a community in our goal with raising money for UNCF.
Please continue to give, and please continue to get involved with UNCF's events around Indianapolis and in your home state, wherever you are.
We couldn't do this work without our community partners, WRTV, Madam Walker Legacy Center, and IUPUI.
When you donate, you know that you're putting a child or children on the right path. You know that you're helping a child to grow.
Tonight, I'm going to ask you not to make a donation. I'm going to ask you to make an investment in the life of a young person that right now, with your investment, can just lead the world.
Because they had the feeling that someone believed in them because of the investment of that scholarship.
And to see a young person grow like a little bud and opens up and flourishes and contributing to our society. They're the future.
And I can tell you this, make a donation, you'll feel it in your heart.
Every little bit helps when investing in the mission of UNCF.
You'll know that you've made a difference, removed a barrier for someone sitting in high school now saying, can I go to college? And the answer to that is going to be yes, as we remove financial barriers.
Investing in UNCF is the game changer for diversifying the workforce with great talent. This could not happen without our donors, community partners, and dedicated volunteers. Now let's hear from UNCF member school, Wilberforce University.
Hello, I am Alfred Anthony Pinkard, and I have the honor of being the 22nd president of Wilberforce University, the first and the future. Your support is critical to the students we serve, especially our students in your neighboring state of Ohio. What a difference you can make in their lives. Each day I talk with these brilliant students, and they talk about your support and how you help them to become all that they have been put on this planet to become. Wilberforce University is a place of possibility. We take students whose talents and abilities are often overlooked and misunderstood, and we say to them, you can be whatever you imagine yourselves to be. It is because of your support and the incredible work of UNCF that we are able to help our students realize their dreams. Every day we show up and give our best so that they can become their best. Thank you for your support. We ask that you continue to work with UNCF, continue to support our students so that we can continue to do this wonderful work. Thank you.
Well, tonight, UNCF will host a virtual telethon right after this special, where you will have an opportunity to do the Cupid Shuffle and hear from Indiana's own Vivica A. Fox and dance with Shaka Khan.
You'll also be able to make a donation, win a live or a silent auction item. Every dollar you donate makes a difference. The Lilly Endowment will also match up to $75,000 to those supporting the UNCF during this telethon.
Come, please join us as we continue our celebration in our virtual telethon, starting in just a few minutes.
People are actually debating whether I could do the Cupid Shuffle. Think about it for a second. Do you think I can? Well, we're not done yet. We're going to transition from TV to our virtual night for UNCF, and you can find out for yourself. My shoes are still hot, I'll tell you that.
Just head on over to event.gives/UNCFIN. The link is also listed at the bottom of your screen. The entertainment continues this evening while supporting UNCF's mission right here in Indiana.
UNCF is making a difference in each community by one college graduate at a time, investing in better futures for change and impact to make a difference.
The goals are the same, and I think the goals will be met through your participation and your donations supporting the future generations of Indianapolis, of Indiana, and of the country.
They're creating opportunities for students like myself and many of my friends who have gotten scholarships from UNCF.
To see young black kids flourishing the way they are today just makes you very proud.
I hope you've been inspired by the stories, the history, and the mission of UNCF. From all of us at WRTV, past and present,
we thank you for your support, and don't forget, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. In the meantime, you have a wonderful life and stay on top of the world. Good night.